This life is precious. Now when you're talking about, what shall I do this, shall I do that, is it only about how to earn a living? You must get off that. This is not about… education is not about earning a living. When an earthworm can earn a living, a grasshopper can earn a living, every damn insect, bird and animal can earn a living, a street dog can earn a living, what is the big deal about survival with such a big brain? Survival is not the big thing about the human being. Survival has become a problem because you want to survive like somebody else, that's the whole problem. If you want to survive, there's not a problem. My father would ask, how will you make a living? How will you live? What will you earn? I said, if nobody wants to feed me, I'll go into the jungle. And I went into the jungle for weeks and survived very well by myself. Many times I went off into the forest and I just survived off the forest without any food support from anywhere else. So survival is not the issue. What are we going to do with this life? Are we going to take this life to full potential, or are we going to be those people who are just shit scared of life itself and what will happen to my food, what will happen to my food, what is this? When a street dog is not bothered, happily is wagging his tail and going tuk tuk tuk, what is your problem with such a big brain, I'm asking? You don't educate for survival, you educate because you want to expand your horizons. You want to make this life into a worthwhile life, that's what that matters. So will it be in conflict with many people? Of course it will be, because they think you won't make it. I must tell you this now that you asked this question. This was almost 34 years ago. There was a person who was like a godfather to my wife at that time. She was still working in a bank. I was living on my motorcycle, traveling all over the place. I would teach here and there once in 3-4 months, but rest of the time I'm just riding, simply riding across the country for no purpose. So one day I came to Bangalore and I went to their home because of the entire night I've been riding. I went to their home and I wanted to shower and have some food and then go pick up my wife from the bank. Then I showered and ate well, and then this man sat in front of me and said, see, I know somebody in the Bangalore Development Authority, in this particular extension there are some house sites available, you must get yourself a house site. I said, what? Me buy a house site for what? I live on the motorcycle. Why will I buy a house site? He said, no, you're married, you can't be like this, you need to have a house someday. You must buy a house site. I said, don't you tell me this, that if I wanted to buy real estate, I wouldn't buy a house site, I will buy a town, okay? So that's not my interest at all. I'm not going to buy a house site, please don't try to push me. Thank you for the meal and the shower. But then he looked at me hopelessly and asked, how long will you go on like this? I said, as long as my marbles roll, that's about it. That's how long everybody goes about in their life. Then I went out and I didn't see… and I met him here and there. For about 18 years I had not met. In 2017 see, the problem is just this, people value something only because it's recognized by somebody, that means they're blind, isn't it? If you look at this, you must know this is light. You look at this and you don't know what it is, and I said, see, that is light. That means what? You're blind, isn't it? Yes or no? So after 18 years of no contact, he called me in 2017 because the government gave me this Padma Vibhushan. He called me and he said, I never thought your marbles will roll this far. Okay. So unfortunately, a whole lot of people can see light only when you say it is light, otherwise they can't see it. Don't go by such people, whoever they may be, doesn't matter who they are.